Hi, I'm Andy Steck. I'm your instructor for this course, Education 325 Children's Literature, the Fall 2019 online course. I'm going to walk you through Blackboard. This is basically the management system you'll use to do your work and complete your work. I'm on the home page, and there's a couple of important aspects of the home page that I'd like to point out. The first aspect are the announcements. And if you click on more announcements here, you'll see all the announcements that I have created for this course during the semester. Most of the announcements will be sent through your email. But in case you might have missed one, you might want to check to make sure you do have all the announcements and the up-to-date information you need for the course. If you are looking to do some research or look for articles or whatever, you can use this link to the library website. If you need your work edited, you can ask the Academic Success Center, and this is the information for that resource to help you with your work. And if you're having any difficulty with using Blackboard, I would definitely use the Blackboard Help Desk. And this is the number. It's at our library. You can make an appointment. You can go in and work with people there to figure out if you're having problems submitting things or even working on Blackboard. The menu on the left side of the screen is a very important menu. It organizes the course for you. The next page is the syllabus, and we'll be talking about that shortly. And then there is the weekly calendar. I would check on that. You can check on what topics we'll be talking about, what readings are due, or assignments. There will be major assignments that will be due almost weekly, plus the activities that you will do online, which is basically what you would do if you were in the class in a hybrid or a face-to-face class. You'll have about 3 hours worth of work to do online, but that does not include the additional assignments and readings you might have. There will be 3 to 4 activities a week. One of those activities might involve group work. I know for some people group work can be a hassle because people don't take that responsibility to heart, and sometimes have a busy schedule and can't get to it. But do your part in the group work, and you won't lose credit if somebody else in your group doesn't do the work. Each week you'll click on weekly lessons, and this is where you'll find the work for the week. Now, I usually open the week on a Friday evening, 11:59. So you'll have that weekend, plus you'll have 5 days during the week and the second weekend to complete the work. By that second Sunday, that last day of the 9 days you have to work on the week, it will shut down. The week will shut down at midnight. So you don't want to procrastinate. You want to make sure you get your work done in a timely way so you get all the credit you need. Because if it does shut down, you can't submit your work and you won't get credit for the work that you've done already. Please don't send it to me in an email because I won't be able to accept it. You need to write me an email and ask me to open the week again, and hopefully I will be able to do that if you have a good excuse why you couldn't get the work done in 9 days. You have to be self-disciplined, and you just have to plan out the time to make sure you get all of the activities done and then work on the major assignments. You'll find that we have one of our assignments is a reading block, but it's also some virtual discussions that you will be having on books that you will read. You will have read 8 books this semester and discussed those and blogged about them. And to determine what list you're on and what list of books you'll be reading, you need to look here to find what group you're in and then which of the books will be your group. You don't have to purchase them. You can rent them. You can borrow them from public libraries or the university library if they have the books. But you do have to find the books and read them. You can even read them online if it works for you. And then you'll discuss them with your group on a weekly basis, and you will also blog about them and submit that blog on Blackboard to me. We will have an activity with lesson plans and objectives, and you'll need this information in this content folder here. And there is a library field experience. You'll need to find 15 hours this semester to go work in a library. It can be a school library, it can be a public library. You just need to find a library that will let you volunteer for 15 hours, and that information for all you need for this assignment is on this page. The virtual discussions information is on this page, and the Reader's Response blog, that's the blog I'm talking about, the 8 books that you'll be reading. That information is on this page. You'll also create a self-selected virtual library, and that assignment will be here, and we'll have all the information to how to create your virtual library in the content here. There is another assignment called Family Literacy Backpacks, and you'll learn more about that if you click on this link to that page. You'll create a book trailer. You and another person in your classroom, a partner, will create an author study that students will do actually online, and then your final exam is an e-portfolio, and we'll be talking about that as well. Here's some information about me if you're interested in knowing more about me. If you need to look about educational studies policies or procedures or courses, you can check out the handbook. It's up to date. And some classroom management strategies in this folder. And that takes care of Blackboard. Again, you will click on the weekly lessons to begin your work and start there. And once you do, go to week 1, and there's a video for week 1. Each week there will be a video in the weekly lesson. And that should take care of Blackboard. As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to email me and ask me. We're going to take a look at the syllabus now. This is the syllabus. I'm going to run through it very quickly, but in the syllabus you will see learning outcomes. These are outcomes that are tied to our major assignments. Now, all the major assignments are basically assessments for the content of the course. So if you have an objective or an outcome, it will be linked to an assessment, which will be the major assignment. The course description. This course is designed to introduce students to children's literature with an emphasis on developing an aesthetic and critical response to literature, experiencing and appreciating a breadth of genres and a variety of authors and illustrators. Creative ways to use literature with children will be investigated. Students will begin to use children's literature as a teacher in the elementary and middle school classroom. There is a required textbook. That information is here. You can rent it. You can buy it, a used copy. If you don't find the 8th edition, you could use an earlier edition. You just might have problems with some of the page numbers. At the end, I'll give you the total points, which should be about 2,100, and then you'll be able to figure out how to translate your number of points to the percentage and then to the letter grade, and I will be helping you do that at the end of the semester. I do have a late work policy that's here for you to read. I do expect that you do present yourself appropriately online and do what you need to do that as well. Again, here's the attendance policy, and I mean by attendance is your work online. That's what I call attendance. If you don't do the work on a weekly basis, then that is equated to you not attending class, right? Because I can only tell if you're attending class by the work you do. Don't plagiarize, be honest, and give whoever credit for the work that they've done if you're using anyone else's work. Again, here are some links to the library and to the Academic Success Center, the register, to advising. This information is about the LaFetra College of Education. This is the mission statement, this is the vision, and these are the goals that we aspire to work toward as we work with you this semester. These are the dispositions. My favorite disposition here is the social emotional learning. I actually work with 3 schools in Buffalo, New York, which I helped start. They are charter schools, and I work on the social emotional learning component of those schools. And I work during the summer and with professional development, and then I follow up during the school year, returning to those schools and working with those teachers in the schools to develop the social emotional learning aspect of the school. This is the Social Justice Incident Report form, and is available to any community member that wishing to report an incident of social injustice or discrimination. These might be acts that promote hate, fear, intimidation, unfair treatment, or oppression against you as an individual or group. And these reports can be submitted anonymously. And these are the assignments. I talked a little bit about them when I was explaining Blackboard, but again, here they are, and you may read through these to understand them better. Please check the calendar to make sure you know when they're due. I will also remind you weeks ahead of time when they're due, and then the week that they are also due as well. But if you need more information, look on Blackboard on the page of that assignment, but you can also read about them here in this syllabus as well. I'm going to just scroll through here so you can see the assignments. And already I have mentioned all of these to you. This is the final exam. Here's more information about me if you'd like to read more about me as well. And then again, I have here the weekly schedule and what is due. Here are the books, the 8 books that you will be reading and when they are due, and you will have your virtual discussions, and that is labeled here. So it pretty much is self-sufficient. But again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Usually it's within minutes. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, half a day. It just depends if I'm in class or I'm in meetings or I'm at my schools in Buffalo, because I do fly there once a month to work with them as well. Again, I know I repeat myself, but if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, good luck this semester. I'm here to help you out. I want you to be as successful as you possibly can be. And again, please don't hesitate to talk to me if you need to talk to me. Otherwise, I'll see you online.